Building a chess game, chessboard. Okay. Get legal coordinates. Let's really get legal move coordinates. Uh, Same thing. All right. We have something to piece type, piece name, something to piece type, which is interesting because it's a string. There's a possibility of an error. I don't even know how to do this. Hold up. Put this back. Pipe that into a function. And then you can have error message. Um, which means that this get legal coordinates can have an error, which it really shouldn't. Something's telling me that I shouldn't go down this venture. I shouldn't. There shouldn't have to be any errors. And the reason why we're introducing the possibility of an error is because our piece name is a string, and that string value may not be a pawn, a knight, a king, a queen, a rook, a bishop. It could be something that our pattern match, stuff like here, but really this two piece type over here doesn't support. Hence, we introduce an error, which in hindsight, nah, f that. There is no error. It should just crash, right? The game should just end. If I did entertain that, then the compiler is going to be upset. Incomplete pattern matches on this expression. The case not covered. Which is we could do this, and then we could say in theory we can introduce something called undefined, which I'm not a fan of that either, because it's really not. It's no such thing. It's no such piece on the chessboard, right? Like in theory, we could do this, but that is it just doesn't seem right. Or does it? Can we say this? Piece undefined for a chess interpreter?
Listeners who didn't wish to hear about such things should turn off their radio.
I am sharing my screen, right? Yeah, it says I'm sharing. Mm, let's entertain this for a second. Let's say that we have something called undefined. I'll put it undefined past tense. Uh, Let's just try to entertain it for a second. If we did that and we revisited, there's an output window. If we introduce undefined, we no longer have an error. Two-piece coordinate. Now what? We have two-piece type, which is a piece. Two-piece coordinate. Two-piece type coordinate. If we go into definition here, it claims that we should get a tuple of a chess piece and a coordinate. The compiler, take two. Why is this complaining? Go back over here. This is type mismatch expecting a function that takes a piece and returns some generic value, but given a function that takes a piece, returns the generic value. Hold up. Given a function that takes a piece, a generic value, and then returns a chess piece and a coordinate. Okay. So why is this value deemed generic? Piece name to piece type. You get a piece. Remember. And then this two piece type coordinate. Oh, what is temp? What is this right here? I don't know what that temp is. Or piece is defined as a name and color. Oh, two piece type coordinate. We oh shoot. Okay. I think I might know. If we attempt to rebuild this function that takes a piece and returns a generic value, but given a piece a, and a chess given a piece and returns a chess piece coordinate tuple. This is gonna take me forever, dude. Mm-mm-mm. This is our chess piece tuple. In theory, this two-piece type coordinate should return something like that, which it looks like it does. Language.piece.night. Okay, so what's the namespace of this? This is it should be language.piece. Okay, so language.piece versus. Give me a second. Language.piece versus language.piece. Okay. What am I confusing here? Two-piece type. They're all piece. I don't understand. And this is why I don't like streaming when I don't know what I'm talking about. Type mismatch expecting a function that takes a piece and yields some arbitrary thing called a or a generic value. Okay, why is it doing that? Piece tuple. Oh. Oh. Okay. this should really be. Oh, what is a chess piece versus a piece? A chess piece is. Oh, it's the same. It's just an alias, or is it? So, for example, will I still get a compile error if I take two? Will I still get a compile error if I do that? Piece dot nope. Okay, so can move. Yeah, that's probably going to introduce some other things. Let me just comment this out. Let's see what issues I introduce. Over here, we're still hitting the same issue. Piece name to piece type, which is piece, and then to piece coordinate. The type chess.interpreter.language.piece does not match the type gameboard.language.piece. So let's go back over here one more time. Interpreter.language.piece versus gameboard.language.piece. Oh, yeah. And so what I should ask is, what is a game board piece? That shouldn't have anything related to chess in there. Game board interpreter that piece. That's chess interpreter that piece. How do I do this? Game board. Let's go back over here. Chess interpreter language piece. Game board language that piece. Game board dot language dot piece. That's what. This game board specification. And the piece is a name and color. Okay. Piece name to piece type to piece type coordinate. There should not be any. Okay. This was the issue right here. And then we go back. You have current, which is a held position, piece can move. It's saying that type mismatch, expecting a piece and a coordinate that yields some generic value, but given a piece, a coordinate that yields a bool. Yeah, that is a bool. Uh, is legal supposed to target coordinate can move, expecting a piece coordinate type mismatch, expecting a piece a coordinate that yields a generic value. Well, it shouldn't yield a generic value. Do I not have? Oh, okay. So do I really have to say this whole thing in here? Why can't I just do that? So we can make this explicit, and instead of a generic value, we literally say that this is a bool. I don't have any red squigglies. Is this going to build? No. Build succeeded. Okay. If we go back to our chess interpreter move, get legal coordinates is what I'm interested in because right now I just hard coded arbitrary values in here. This is what I want to resolve. All right, so a pawn in theory can. Well, how does this work? Let me explain this. A pawn is at an x and y coordinate, and we want to get a sequence of legal moves that it could go to. So x is horizontal, y is vertical. In theory, we know that a pawn can, if there were no other pieces on the board, a pawn can only go forward. But we also know that if there are pieces on the board, and those pieces are northwest or northeast of that pawn, then those would also be legal moves. So my thought process is get all possible moves if the pawn was the only piece on the table, and then take into consideration the actual pieces on the board, and then deduct or deduce. That's a word. That would be my strategy, my algorithm. So, for example, pawn x plus 1, y plus 1, which is northeast, x minus 1, y minus 1. No, x minus 1, y plus 1, northwest. And then we could say um, x, and then y plus 1. La, 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 la. And why did everything. Why am I getting red squigglies all of a sudden? Um, why am I getting red squigglies all of a sudden? What did I leave out? If I never made this change, what is different? Sequence? I don't understand. This this should compile. Uh, x y plus 1 open parenthesis close parenthesis. If I were to copy paste this, what would be the difference? It still doesn't resolve. Okay. Uh, what was the type mismatch? Expecting a tuple of length 3 of type, but given a tuple of length 2. Oh, okay. I got it. All right. So it's a the issue is, well, I don't see how that's an issue. It should just be a sequence of tuples, but I have to have the fixed number of tuples. That doesn't make sense to me. What I'm saying is this get legal coordinates should return a sequence, or you could say a, well, yeah, we could say sequence and then a tuple Oh, but then, well, yeah, yeah. Sequence a tuple, and then it's going to take a int, something like that. Am I missing the angle bracket? Oh, how you define? I'll do it like that. Is that how you define it? Okay. And it's saying this should work. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. As long as we have X and Y, and it's a sequence. Am I saying this right? If we look at this over here, it's a sequence of tuples of an int and an int. That should compile. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let me see if anybody commented. Nope. Oh, sequence. A tuple, right? Because X is an integer, Y is an integer. All we do is arithmetic, so it's still integers. I have a disconnect. I have no clue why this isn't compiling. I know it's something retarded that I'm doing, but it's not obvious to me. This expression was expected to have int, but here has type int. You know, we're going to comment out everything that doesn't matter. Maybe not. What is the difference between what I have and this right here? How is that different? Comment this out too. This, my friend, is a tuple of int. What am I missing? Sequence that takes a tuple of int. Where where am I confused at? This expression was expected to say type int, but here it's type int. Who said this was expected to have type int? That's where I'm getting confused. If I ignore this right here, I don't understand. Fuck that. Okay. And then, is this going to resolve? No. So this is only going to resolve. I'm not seeing it. The contents of the sequence of tuples should not matter. Oh, God. And I don't see what I'm missing. Oh, I, I think it's because I have commas in here. Hold up. I think I've been playing so much professionally in C sharp because that's my day job that F sharp has a different syntax. Man, that took me forever. That took me forever. Okay. Yeah, I was using commas and with F sharp when you have delimited uh, elements, for lack of a better term, within your list or sequence or array of elements, you use the semicolon. You don't use the comma. So all the possible positions that a pawn can have without taking into consideration the positions that are held by other pieces is its current. We gotta figure out what the current position of that pawn is. So this would be this one would be xy, and then this is x plus one, y plus one, x one. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is right here, but its current position, northwest, northeast, and the last one is moving straight ahead. So it would be it would be x and then y plus one. Okay, these are all positions. That should probably be its own function. But we'll throw this comment right here, which I think provides context of what we need to take into consideration. Ensure same color doesn't reside on well, part of it. All right. So a knight. Do I have it in me to do the math for a knight? A knight is a L where it's two spaces X or two spaces Y and then one of the other XY coordinate. And I don't think I care about it right now. So we're just gonna do proof of concept of a pawn. And these are all the possible positions I believe I captured. What it needs to take into consideration. So this is we're gonna rename this get legal coordinates with no other pieces. And we got to figure out how to give it a better name. Um, get legal coordinates. Get legal coordinates. I don't know what to name this. We could call it get legal candidate coordinates. I don't know what to name this dude. I don't even like that. I have a feeling that we'll just have to add another function within this function. So, for example, this would be let get all get all possible get all coordinates. Get all move. Yeah, get all coordinates. What's the word that I'm looking for before applying policy? Get all coordinates before policy. Get I don't know what to name this. Get relative coordinates. How about that? Yes. Okay. And then that equals. All right. So that's going to return your sequence of ints, which I actually still want to have that sequence that takes a int, int. All right. And so we have that. And then we want to define another function. We probably want to. We probably want to have another related function that says get legal coordinates, and then that would have that would be a pattern match, or does it? We have two piece type coordinate. This sounds like it could be its own function. So we would have let piece type coordinate equal, and you do that right here. Okay. And okay. Piece type coordinate is this. Plug that in here. Now what? Get legal coordinates would take your piece type coordinate and do what with it? It would likely get the, what do we call it? The game set. I don't know what we call it. What do we call it? Game state. Yeah. Game state is, no, that's not it. What did we call the actual board with the pieces on it? Layout. So get legal moves takes the layout and it takes the piece type coordinate. Do we really need to say piece type coordinate, or can we just say piece coordinate? Piece coordinate. We'll probably rename this over here as well to piece coordinate. Okay. and it's going to take a layout like that, and then you say equal. What am I doing? Let something like this, and something tells me how to get legal coordinates. All right. Uh, and you say get legal coordinates layout. Your layout's going to have all the other pieces in it. So now you got to say now you got to basically take the relative coordinates for that piece and then deduct the pieces that fall into the relative coordinates because they're already taken. Unless the other color is allocating that piece. So basically, what I want to say is this right here. I want to say deduct only allocated relative coordinates that have opposing. I don't know how to spell opposing. It sounds like it probably has two P's in it. Opposing color. How do you spell opposing? Yeah, alright. So deduct only allocated relative coordinates that have opposing color. Okay. So we do have a layout, right? So in theory, we could say let opposing pieces equal. You would say layout. And then what do we say from there? We could say layout dot. I'm so used to writing C sharp code. Filter, right? So layout is a sequence. I thought layout was a sequence. What is layout? No. Layout is a container of pieces that is a sequence of positions. Position. Okay. So you say something like layout.pieces. And I thought you could say filter. You could say sequence dot filter. Okay. And then you can say filter what? Willis. And you can say given V. What? What is V? V is supposed to be a position, right? So maybe we should call it P for position. And you can say position dot what? Position dot. Okay. Oh, so we have a file and we have a rank. Okay. Opposing coordinates. Oh, we could say opposing pieces. Yeah, that's probably still better. So we keep opposing pieces and we need to get the coordinate and the piece type for that piece that's opposing. So somewhere in here, I have a conversion for file and rank to an actual coordinate somewhere in here. Given the way I think, it's probably prefixed with two. Two piece coordinate is over here. That's under move. Uh, and that's within the chess interpreter. But this is a. Give me a second. I guess we're still in the chess. Yeah. All right, all right. So we want to call this two-piece coordinate, which is a chess interpreter chess piece. And I don't know if this piece is a chess interpreter chess piece. Position dot piece is a piece option. And if I drill down into that, game board dot language dot piece. So of course not. It's not a chess piece. So then the question is, do we want to convert a game board dot piece to a chess piece? I guess so. So yet again, we are adding another probably private method. Let private to chess piece, which I would think we would already have that, right? And this is a piece that belongs to a game board. I gotta answer that call. So piece that belongs to a game board, and what we want is we want to spit out a chess piece. We want to spit out a chess piece, right? And a chess piece would be like a pawn, something like that, right? Um, so we can borrow some logic that we already have to piece type. It's already done. So does that work? I think we already have this. So you have piece, and did that take a name? Where's to chess piece or to piece type? It takes a piece. Yeah, it takes a name, I think. So you got piece dot. Uh, we're just going to assume that it's a value and it's legit. And then name. Okay, give me a second. So filter dot color equals, and I think color is a string, so we'll just say dark. Color dot to lower equals dark. Was it a string or was it an enum? It's a proper color. It looks like an enum. No, it's a string. Okay. So where am I at? Go back over here. To color equals dark. But then you also want to say and give me a second, Willis. You also want to say and you want to say piece dot value dot. Give me a second. Deduct only allocated relative coordinates. Layout dot pieces. Did we not capture the coordinates of the layout? Hold up. A layout has pieces, which is a position that has a rank. That has a rank in a file. Okay. So let's. Hmm. I'm not sure if I should break this into separate lines or try to be cool and do it all within like some functional pipelining. Position dot file. Somewhere I have a two coordinate function. This is two piece coordinate. Ah, but we still have to make it a chess piece. All right, we should probably just keep it simple for right now. So we're gonna have opposing pieces, and we're just gonna have it like this. Okay, that's our opposing pieces. It's a sequence of positions. Opposing positions probably sounds better, right? Okay. Now that you have your opposing positions, now what? We want to get the coordinates. Two piece coordinate. We still have to figure out how to get a chess piece out of a board piece. So, what's this name of? We should probably. Give me a second. There's a two piece type, but is there. Target coordinate, current square, rank file, current coordinate is legal, target. I don't see it in here. What I want to do is I want to say something like this. I want to say let chess piece, which is a chess piece, equal, and then given uh, uh, chess piece sequence that given your opposing positions, you want to assume that's a sequence where map filter reduce. I think we do. We're not doing the filter. I think we're doing a map. And what we want to do is we want to take that position, and with that position, remember with we're working with game pieces, right? I think we're working with game pieces. We want to take that piece and we want to convert it to a game piece. So how do we do that? Um, well, if we start with a game piece, we know that a game or a chess piece. I'm screwing things up. A chess piece is it's just a discriminated union. Okay. P dot piece dot value. I could have sworn we already did this. Dot name, and then that's supposed to pipe into to piece type. That's going to give us our chess pieces. Make that plural pieces. Okay. This still feels wrong, but we'll go with it. Mm, our chess piece also needs to have. Well, it's just a sequence. Opposing positions. Okay. How does all this come together? We have our chess pieces. We have opposing positions. But these positions belong to the game board. They don't belong to a chess game. Two different things. Chess game is the interpreter of the game board. Game board is just abstract. It's a game board. It knows nothing about chess, knows nothing about checkers. So if we want to start with the final result and then work backwards, which is what I should be doing, then and the name of this function is get legal coordinates. We want to take these chess pieces and we want to get the we want to map them to coordinates, right? So for example, we had like knight and then x and y. So we had a tuple that took a chess piece type and an xy coordinate, and we probably should be doing that over here. So what we probably want to really do is do a it is a sequence, but the sequence is going to be a chess piece and then I'm tripping, and then a tuple, which will be like an int, something like that. Okay, which means that in theory we would have something like this. I don't even think you have to write sequence anymore. I think you could just use the list notation and it'll still work. But in theory, you want to have this, and then you would have like 0, 0, and that doesn't resolve. And of course, it doesn't resolve. This construct is deprecated, and the indexer row notation has been removed from. What is this? Hold on. The use of multiple parenthesized type parameters. Oh, that's not a. I thought I had a comma. Okay, yeah. So we want to have something like this. Okay, we want to have something like this. This is hard coded right now, but we want to take our opposing positions and we want to resolve it to a pawn, a knight, a queen, a king, a rook, a bishop that is opposing the piece that piece on the chessboard can capture, and then we can include that to one of the legal moves for the piece that we're working on. In this case, our example is a pawn. We're going to get rid of these hard code. Well, we're going to add on to these values. Oh, honestly, I don't think I'll have it in me this streaming session to resolve it. But you have your opposing positions. We already have the piece type. We need to get the name. We know that. So then, oh yeah. So in theory, we should be able to. All right. So this is where things are going to get different. Things are going to be different. In theory, you want to do this. You want to say, let we'll call it a piece. Let chess piece, which is a chess piece. I thought chess piece was. Oh my god. Um, let let chess piece coordinate, which is pretty effed up, is going to be how do I want to do this? It's a it's a tuple, right? I think it's like this, and then king, and then yeah. So we have a tuple within a tuple, meaning that we really have this this. That's kind of how I want to represent it. And what I want to do is I want to make sure I don't have any comments. I want to say let chess piece equal that. I want to say let coordinate equal two two piece coordinate, and you pass in. Oh, okay, yeah. Supposed to be equal over here, and then if this is right, then in theory, should just be able to have this right here. In theory. Um. Oh no. We're not doing a sequence yet. We're just doing a. We're doing a chess piece and a coordinate. That should resolve. Okay. That coordinate. Oh shoot. That's it. It's just this right here. And what we need to do. What else is missing? Opposing positions. Sequence.map. Yeah, what's wrong with this? What if we get rid of this? Uh, let we'll just call it blah for right now. So my brain hurts. Blah takes is a tuple of a piece. Yeah, I think we're okay. Uh, okay. Get legal coordinates. I don't know where this piece coordinate over here. I don't know where this came from. What is this? What am I missing? Sequence. What am I missing? I'm getting tired. if we look up here, legal coordinates should really just be a sequence of, God, a sequence of positions. So the question is, do we want to represent? Well, this function name says get legal coordinates. So it's not really a position unless we say get legal positions, which I don't think we want. Let's just go with it. And I'm going to tap out, man. So available coordinates. Available, whatever. Available coordinates, which is going to include coordinates and also the piece that allocates it. But that's not true because you may not have a chess piece on a coordinate that's available. So this is the wrong name. This is uh, capture candidates, right? Because we're using opposing positions. And we still have to resolve if they sit within the yeah. If they sit within the legal coordinates. So there should be like, I think F sharp has something like intersection of, and they have except. My brain isn't able to think right now, but you want to get the relative coordinates, meaning all the coordinates that a piece could move to if it were an empty board. You want to get all the coordinates a piece could move to if the board was empty. Then you want to take the opposing coordinates of the opposing color of pieces. And you want to do some type of arithmetic with that, which is, I think you want to say, oh, yeah, you also got to take into consideration not just your opposing positions, but your own positions. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Not really sibling, allied positions. And this would be light. So you want to take your opposing positions, allied positions into consideration. But you don't really care about, yes, you do. Yeah, so somehow I gotta like pipeline this chain of conditions, probably saying, here are all your get legal coordinates. I gotta bring this in here. So get relative coordinates. It returns this right here. And I don't know why I say get relative coordinates. It should just be relative coordinates. So then you have your relative coordinates, and then you want to, and these are positions. What I want to say is you want to deduct allied positions from rel- legal, from all relative coordinates. That's where this logic right here will go. But I'm working between two different data types, man. I'm working between a sequence of positions and a sequence of chess piece coordinates. Or in this case, coordinates. One could say that let allied coordinates equals allied positions and then sequence dot map. And it should be like two piece coordinates. Oh, that compiles? No, it doesn't. Yeah, because it wants a chess piece. I'm done streaming, man. I can't think. I'm out. See ya.